Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a 10-minute update on Bitcoin. This time it will be 10 minutes because I've got to keep it short and sweet, guys. I hope everyone is doing well. Mini Market Maker Touchwood is doing also very well, ladies and gentlemen. I just come back from the hospital. It's been a mad day for me. But let's get with the flavor, ladies and gentlemen. What a day. Bitcoin eventually made it back towards that vector candle recovery zone, ladies and gentlemen. We've had some fun with Bitcoin. And in my absence, everyone in the pattern watchers has been doing very well, riding these mad moves by Bitcoin. Now, listen, this video is an element of, should I say, preparation for what's to come. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will be finalizing the monthly candle for Bitcoin. This is very important for Bitcoin because now we have what looks like a huge range that Bitcoin could try and work and recover. You see, what they did with Bitcoin is they spiked price down to the downside, and now they're trying to work their way back up into the range. As always, ladies and gentlemen, you wait until Asia opens, which is Tokyo, and then you improve better odds of a good little move if you wait for Hong Kong as well. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, the best times to trade are when the UK and the New York sessions are open. This is when the algorithms are all programmed to make their moves. Out of hours markets or low liquidity markets like Asia is where you do get the volatility, ladies and gentlemen. So just be aware of that. And as we go into the weekend, we are going to be getting the new creation of the psychological ranges themselves, the psychological high and the psychological low. Now, remember, the psychological high and psychological low are the first high and the first low that is formed at the start of the new trading week, which in crypto is taken on a Saturday, okay? And these two ranges in the chart will determine what Mr. Market Maker plans on doing for the rest of the week. And he'll be setting up his spread in between that. So if you look into the chart, you can see that at the start of this week, this is where the psychological range is formed. They hit the high. They came down, start from the low. They hit the high. They formed the high, which was right here. And then they pulled back. And then they stabilized. They set the narrative. They initiated the short longs to the downside. And then they shifted out of the range. And then pretty much for the rest of the week, they made their way up. And then coming towards the end of the week, they've then brought price back down in towards the psychological ranges. The principle says that when price trades away from the psychological ranges at the start of the week, most of the time we expect Bitcoin to try and come back down into that range to bring things back into what we would understand to be the mean, the fray, the balance, the equilibrium. Wherever you read about it, it's bringing it back to the business where it originally started from. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't do it. But most of the time, you can project out the idea that price is going to come back to this zone because this is where they originally triggered the movement at the start of the week. Just these two candles here set you up for the understanding that we would probably get a lot of volatility this week. Coupled with the idea that we had some news announcements today, ladies and gentlemen, and the results came in, as we can see, that the core price index actually rose. The core price index actually rose, ladies and gentlemen, which is a little bit of a problem for us. What does that mean? Well, look at it like this, guys. You go over to the dominance of the dollar itself, you can see that dollar did actually come up, but actually came back down again. You can see that they tried to come up into this vector candle range. They've pulled it back. Happy days. As long as dollar can hold this drop to the downside, then that's the only way Bitcoin can continue up. But is this profit taking? Is this pretty much getting set up for non-farm payrolls at the start of next week? Now, non-farm payrolls, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be important because we already have this problem with the unemployment rates. Unemployment claims have come in less than what they projected. That means there are more people working and claiming and lesser seeking benefit on the government, okay? So next week, ladies and gentlemen, if we do get, which we are going to have, a plethora of news announcements coming out next week, and Kuroda for the dominance of, for dollar yen is going to start spitting some serious lyrics about an intervention, which is in principle aiming to try and stop dollar yen from continuously making a mad move to the upside. You see, dollar yen during all of today's palaver in price action is doing very well to hold the range. Now, let's just take a look at last night's video, ladies and gentlemen, where we spoke about the logic of XRP. I hope you guys were aware of that madness in the chart. You can see that XRP that was making the pump to the upside pretty much ripped price back into the range again, dropped down 3 cents from the top of 51, going all the way down to nearly, where was it? Just shy of about 47.7 cents, okay? But this is an example of what I was saying to you guys last night, telling you and warning you that these are adverts for the market to entice people to commit liquidity. Because Mr. Market Maker can't do his business if he ain't getting you to buy and he ain't getting you to sell. It ain't going to work, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the fact. Okay? Look at USDT. Last night, we shared a projection to the patrons, and it was a video talking about the idea that you needed to be aware of what was going on with this candlestick right here. This was, in essence, a little bit of a trap. Okay? They had the red vector candle on this zone right here. It was all the way down here, ladies and gentlemen, and it was manipulative. Big time. The second, or coming towards the final moments of this candle finalizing, they shifted all the way back up. Now, they came back into the range, which is what led Bitcoin to move up. Now, we've seen that USDT is trying to creep back up again, ladies and gentlemen, and you can see that Bitcoin has pretty much given back all of its gains. The same thing that happened to XRP is the same thing that's happened to Bitcoin. Look, green vector candle, resistance at what? Resistance at what, ladies and gentlemen? The 800 EMA. Now, you go back into the channel and you look at that video where we spoke about it, all right? The 800 EMA acted as resistance at this point. It also acted as resistance in previous points in the chart. You keep going back and it keeps on bouncing away from this 800 EMA. It seems to be a problem all the time. And they did just the dirty on us today. They tested it one more time and they pulled away from it. So now you can see Bitcoin finalizing and recovering this blue vector candle zone. The start of a new monthly candle is very important, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be going into a very important close in the next 3 hours. So keep an eye out on the charts and embrace the weekend. Remember, the weekend is good for volatility, but make sure you pay yourselves, guys. All right? Now, tomorrow I won't be doing any videos, okay? So I warn you now, just be very, very cautious with your trading. Pay yourselves, all right? And don't spend too much time in the marketplace. Sometimes you do need to disconnect because next week, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a party load of information and we're going to be getting lots and lots and lots of movement in the charts, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Listen, mad love and respect to every single one of you beautiful people. It's been a pleasure to serve you this week. If you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Patrons of the channel, remember, tomorrow we're doing the live stream, which brings in the psychological ranges. So make sure you're aware of that and you are available for it because tomorrow is going to be a very important day for those ranges because it's the start of the new weekly, new monthly ranges. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, please take care of yourselves. Mad love and respect. Peace.